You can't text your students.
I'm sorry. Right? Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. Review from Week 7. Commish, how was your week, Ben? I see that you're wearing the orange for the harvest time.
Yeah, I'm a harvest celebrator.
What are you going as for Halloween? Rumor has it you're going as Chris Johnson.
I am not going as Chris Johnson. I'm going as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Big fan of the Spider-Man.
Huh. I wonder what you're going to look like in that red and blue outfit.
It'll be tight, so you know it'll look good.
Yeah. Well, happy Halloween to you. I hope you have fun with your kids. And
Thank you, Douglas.
Please don't eat all their candy. Review from Week 7, White Trash versus Doughboy. And when you think about Doughboy, wow. Doughboy had a big win this week, and it rested on the laurels of Kenny Britt.
It did. I mean, you take the Brit out, and you give him normal points, and this game is close.
Would you say he's a Brit house?
I would not, and I still think that he is out of this race. Like I said last week, I think that he's a Brit away from being 2-5 or whatever.
Regardless, Jake has been, some might call unlucky. He's had the most points scored against him. How much stock do you put into that?
A good amount, even though I refer to that as Tomology, where you just complain all the time. It does have some credence to it, but either way, your record is who you are.
You are who you are. Or as Romeo said, they are who we thought they were.
Yes.
Anyway, really, more or less, Doughboy got points all around. Mike Williams looked good. Colston actually finally got some points. You'd mentioned that.
That's nice to see.
But really, Jake just kind of running into the wrong person at the wrong time, it seems like. Anyway, we go on to New Guy and Sass. Actually getting Sass to talk now.
I'm refreshed. I'm rejuvenated now that Sass is involved. You know our long history. Back in the day when Sass was good at fantasy football, he was on almost as much as I was.
Oh, yeah.
There was post after post after post.
Yep. But he loses. Isn't that kind of a Powders mentality?
It is. I mean, when you're a Sasquatch, you pout a lot. I don't blame him for the pouting, but I just wish that he'd man up and do like Nappy does and Jake and DJ, perennial losers. They still post. Yeah, they still participate.
Well, he had Ocho Cinco go crazy as well as Frank Gore did well. The Redskins, man, I'll tell you, I think you play whoever's playing the Bears, you play that defense. Mercy. I mean,
and they were a free agent pickup.
Jay Cutler is terrible.
The offense is terrible. Their offensive line is terrible. Cutler's terrible. It's a fantasy football defense dream.
Are you worried about Tom Brady? I mean, he didn't have a good week. He only threw for 152 yards.
I've got my concerns for all offensive Patriots because with Randy Moss not taking the coverage deep. I mean, look at Percy Harvin. He went from 4 points and under to as soon as Moss gets there, 16, 8, and 19 or something. I mean, Moss did a lot for the Patriot offense.
Puerto Rico goes with Big Ben. Mike Wallace had good games, and Johnny Knox, after that trade, finally starting to do something for him. Paper against Trash, and both very good teams. But Paper loses this one. There was a lot of talk going on, and rumor has it there was dinner on the line.
There was a dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings, all you can eat, on the line. And it looks like Trash is ordering up some boneless.
When is that taking place?
It's going to more than likely be on a Monday evening, as maybe some GFO members will get together. And
we got the Colts and the Texans this week.
I mean, that sounds scrumptious. I can't wait to get there because I don't want him chincing out on my meal.
All right. Well, anyway, Talk, you were propelled by Harvin and really Matt Ryan and Roddy White.
That was the best trade I've ever made.
Well, of course it was. Both of those guys, the guys that you traded, one is out for the year, and the other one's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. So minimum. So anyway, the fact that you gave Jim the shaft really kind of helped you. But other than that, for Paper with Romo hurt, he's going to. I mean, he obviously picked up Kitna. But what's going to happen next?
I like Kitna. I think that he's good. He fits right in with the Cowboys' style of play, as Cowherd consistently says. They're soft, they're finesse, they're full of penalties, and they don't play good football.
Yep.
Kitna fits right into that.
I agree. Anyway, Randy Moss finally kind of started to do a little bit of something maybe here.
Sure.
But we'll wait and see what happens with Paper. We have Nappy. He lost to Jockey, and that one came down towards the end. And I know I was actually texting Jockey. We both were worried about that game, and Jockey was praying that game got over quick.
Quick, yeah. I mean, Nappy's had heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak this year.
Yeah. Rumor has it he was staying at the Heartbreak Hotel, ironically enough.
He might as well be. He's had a really rough go-around. I just don't know what to say about that. On Jockey's end, the dude has put together a really nice lineup. As I mentioned in my power rankings, he's 4-1 in his last 5, which is the best in the GFO.
Yeah.
I predicted that. I think that he's going to win the Lombardi. He's got the best lineup in the Lombardi.
Well, Jockey, he does. Obviously, Bradshaw did really well. He got points really from everyone that week, so it seemed to be a good.
It's consistent. It's 10, 12, 15 here, 13 there, 8 there. It's very consistent.
Yeah.
I like what he's got going on there.
There you go. Anyway, we go to Soldier and Bean, and Soldier really looked like he had this one in the bag.
Yeah, a little bit of celebration, I think, went on.
Specifically after Eli threw 2 picks right away.
That was awkward. -4 points. Chapman turns off the TV. I got it in the bag talk. Not so much.
Comes back where Romo gets hurt. Obviously affected Austin's value.
No doubt.
And
he looked to Bryant and Roy Williams and me before he looked to Miles Austin.
Yeah. Anyway, Eli Manning was a draft day pickup. Seemed to work out for this 1 week is what he was being used for, and kind of got lucky there and was able to come back.
Good roster movement by the Bean, putting some pieces together, drafting both Mannings, knowing that they had different bye weeks. Well done by the Bean.
Bean moves to 4-3. Soldier falls to 4-3. The big game of the night, maybe not necessarily the biggest game, but another one that hinged on that night was Toilet and Nips. And Toilet had to sit by as Nips passed him with, of all people, Brandon Jacobs. How does he keep picking these guys that just kind of are on flyers? And how does it work? How does the Nips keep winning?
That's a question that will probably never be answered. People have looked into it. They've dissected the roster. They've continually said this roster blows. There's no way he wins.
Yep.
3 weeks later, he's your champion.
Brandon Jackson.
I mean,
Brandon Jacobs.
It's unbelievable. Brandon Jacobs last week, I get it. They played the Lions, or 2 weeks ago. I get that. But when he's playing real NFL teams and he's coming up with over 10 points, I just don't understand how he does it, but he continues to impress.
I mean, on a week when Drew Brees looked terrible and still got 17 points. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing to me to think about that. Regardless, we have these teams. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of parity, a lot of groupings.
There is. I mean, you've got 5-2 is the best record, and take out Nappy, and then your worst record is 3-4.
Yeah.
And depending on who won and lost in between those matches, it's going to come down to points. At the end of the season, points is going to be what matters.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting. It almost mimics what's going on in the NFL right now. You've got a lot of good teams. I mean, you got the Cleveland Browns beating the Saints. You know, you've got teams like that. You've got the Bills hanging with the Ravens.
I mean, the nipples beat trash. That's like the Browns beating the Saints.
It is like the Browns beating the Saints.
You just never know how it's going to work out in the GFO.
Although one would say that he would be more like the Saints with the celebration and the parades. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true.
So
you can count on a trash win and a nappy loss most weeks in the GFO.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll be right back with our previews for Week 8.